and welcome to Buddhistdoor Global's weekly news review. I'm Justin Whitaker, senior correspondent for BDG, speaking to you from our offices in Hong Kong. Once again, we're back after a break caused by the spread of the novel coronavirus in neighboring mainland China and throughout the world. As public health conditions allow, we are returning to work, and as face masks such as this help protect those around us in the office and during video shoots, I'll be wearing mine as long as is needed. In this week's news, Telo Tulku Rinpoche gave his first online teaching to mark the beginning of Saga Dawa. The spiritual leader of the Kalmyk people gave his first online teaching on the 23rd of May, the first day of the sacred Buddhist month of Saga Dawa in the Tibetan calendar. The head Lama of the Kalmyk people and the honorary representative of His Holiness the Dalai Lama to Russia, Mongolia, and the members of the Commonwealth of Independent States, Rinpoche gave instructions and advice from his home in the United States, where he is staying in isolation. His teachings were live streamed on Zoom and YouTube. During his almost 3-hour talk, Telo Tulku Rinpoche explained the importance of making offerings and taking refuge vows. He also shared his thoughts on the challenges of the pandemic, which have changed the whole world, and explained how to use this time in a positive way. America's CDC has issued new guidance for reopening communities of faith. Amid pressure from the White House, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, on the 23rd of May published new guidance specific to reopening places of worship. According to the new recommendations, if religious institutions decide to reopen during the current health crisis, they must put in place health precautions, including cleansing their facilities on a daily basis and providing soap and hand sanitizers for their visitors. They are also encouraged to promote the use of cloth masks and social distancing, and to reduce the sharing of worship materials. Prominent faith leaders across the country have called for caution when it comes to proceeding with in-person services. Others have condemned the president for rushing to reopen congregations and other religious institutions and pandering to evangelical voters who form a substantial part of his support base. INEB has joined dialogue on global faith engagement. 2 senior members of the International Network of Engaged Buddhists, or INEB, joined the Berkeley Center for Religion, Peace, and World Affairs Senior Fellow Catherine Marshall on the 21st of May for a webinar to discuss the COVID-19 crisis from the perspective of socially engaged Buddhists. The far-reaching dialogue examines some of the underlying causes, ongoing effects, and engaged responses that have characterized the global pandemic and impacted the lives of billions of people. The dialogue was titled The COVID-19 Crisis, Faith Engagement Between Peace and Conflict in Asia, and was one of a series hosted by the Washington, D.C.-based Berkeley Center, which explores the impact of the pandemic on faith communities and the ways and means in which they are reaching out to address and mitigate the crisis. From India, the Dalai Lama has offered simple advice for life in isolation, meditation, and compassion. His Holiness the Dalai Lama spoke with news broadcaster and meditation app creator Dan Harris last week for the news program Nightline and the podcast 10% Happier. Always quick to seek to alleviate the suffering of others, the Dalai Lama offered 2 points of advice for those who are having a difficult time dealing with recent health-related restrictions. The first is to meditate. For those who are struggling with life in isolation or having a hard time managing the anxiety that goes with adjusting to life around a global pandemic, the Dalai Lama suggested practicing meditation in the early morning. His second piece of advice was to practice compassion toward others in this difficult time and to continue to lessen our attachments to ego as we look to those around us who may need help. Lastly, the Supreme Sangha Council of Bangladesh, or SSBC, has appointed Venerable Jnana Sri Mahathera as the 13th Buddhist Patriarch. The appointment took place on the 20th of May after a meeting of the Executive Council of the SSBC had been convened. During the meeting, which was conducted online due to the COVID-19 pandemic, The decision was passed unanimously by the Second Deputy Supreme Patriarch and the Executive Council under the chairmanship of Venerable Buddhistdoor Mahathera, acting as the president of the SSBC. The SSBC also officially expressed condolences for the demise of the 12th Supreme Patriarch, Venerable Dhammasena Mahathera, who passed away at the age of 92, and the prominent monk Venerable U Panyajota Mahathera, who passed away at the age of 65 on the 13th of May. Offerings were also made for a peaceful world free of COVID-19. The new Patriarch's final appointment will begin after COVID-19 restrictions have been lifted. That is all for this week's BDG News Review. If you enjoy regular news videos delivered to you each week, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and share this video with friends. We appreciate your support and feedbacks in the comments below. Be sure to check out our website, Buddhistdoor.net, for these stories along with special features and coverage of Buddhism around the world.